Bow! Hello, my impatience. How art thou? I am live. Good afternoon. So I just texted somebody and I got a text message. I'm like, who the hell did I just text? I don't have a blessed clue. It's probably somebody replying to me, though. Yeah, I see Tara Social covered my song Semi-Retarded. Thank you yet again, Tara Social. Thank you yet again. Hey, Lou, how art thou? How art thou, Lou? We got TB, Lou, and Milky in the house. Yeah, I listened to Tara Social's cover of Semi-Retarded. TB, are you still in the hospital or have you gotten discharged? Have you gotten discharged from the psych ward? Are you still in the psych ward? Yeah, Tara Social's my buddy, definitely my buddy, so I'm really appreciative of her covering my music. You know, TB says he's out of the hospital, or she is out of the hospital and is in the process of going to mental health recovery groups. Let's tell Tara Social. I'm gonna say to Tara, hey, good cover. I'm live. Hop on YouTube, buddy. Yeah, I'm getting Tara in the house here. I don't know. It seems like she's active on another social media platform at the moment, so hopefully she sees the message and joins. Hey, everybody in the inpatients. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is not for me. Hey, Rusty. Rusty told me not to go live. How come, Rusty? How come you told me not to go live? I know you said you better not go live, boy. You were threatening me, but why? Any reason? KZia says, "Can I interview you on a live stream one day?" Sure. Sure you can. You can certainly interview me. We got a lot of new people joining, which is a pleasant surprise here. We got a lot of new people joining, and some of them have female names. Let me check out my my demographics. Maybe I'm getting some ladies. I got Tara Social. We got Drummer Girl. What the hell, man? I'm starting to attract ladies. Let's check out my demographics here. Go to channel analytics. I know it was pretty much like a sausage fest for a while. My audience. Let's see what the gender is. 75% male. 75% male is my gender. I guess somebody says it's the black latex color. And my audience is 18 years old to 44 years old, basically. You know, so I basically, my demographic, according to YouTube, what I attract is men 18 to 44 years old who are in the United States. Okay. That Erie's a woman, but she's like in the 15%. Milky says she's a female, 26. Okay, fair enough. We got 15%. There are women that like my content too. And in fact, I want more women to like my content. But according to the age and gender of my demographics, and I got nobody 65 years and older. Oh yeah, no. Somebody says I'm a 28-year-old woman. Yeah, no. I definitely want more women watching me. That's for sure. I want more women watching me. In fact, I wouldn't be. I mean, no offense. I mean, I like my audience. I don't want to say I want no men watching me, because my audience is 75% men. And but I like the ladies more. But yeah, I mean, if I start saying, the men are going to get, hey Pete, how you doing? How art thou, Pete? Pete says, I saw you had a bit of a tsunami last night. Yeah, to be honest with you, Zia says, do you have any topics or questions you want to stay away from talking about? Yeah, I do. What? Why? I mean, use common sense. All right, I'm going to share with you my artwork from yesterday here. I think it was pretty good. This one's "Help Me Please," and the H looks like a hospital sign. And this one, yeah, we went over this yesterday. It's okay. Erie says, Andrew, I equipped my pike and cast Magnus Exterminator on you. Did you feel anything? No, I didn't hear that. Is that voodoo, Erie? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, it's 4 Archer skeleton cards. I don't know what that means, but fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So my father, I don't know if I'll share my father. So he says, "Do I use Discord?" I certainly do. I'll share with you the link to my Discord server. I'll share with you that right now. Invite people to my Discord. There you go. You can join my Discord, and I'll add you. I'll go to your channel. Somebody says, Andrew, you should go out there, try to meet a nice Asian woman. Kazui says she requested to join. Hold on one sec. Let me add you. All right. Inpatients. How do I do this? Settings. I'm like an old man. I don't know how to do this. What's your name on Discord? Let's see if I can find you. Is it Kazui? Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I found you. Edit roles. You're a cellmate now. Congratulations. I'll add Dave again. Did I ban Dave? I don't know. I'll add Dave back. Okay. So it says add Chiba too. Kazua says you're a very interesting person. Thank you, Kazua. I appreciate that. I'd even be willing to do an interview now. What program do you use to interview people? I mean, if you want to go live, if you want to interview me now, we can. KZ says she has to get her questions ready first. She has a lot she wants to ask me. All right, fair enough. Erie's doing some sort of black magic on me. She asks me, do I see an orb of lightning approaching me? No, I do not, Erie. I do not see an orb of black lightning approaching me. 666 says, if you could move, would you move to Ireland? Kazua says, are you fine talking about your childhood? I don't know. If I'm not comfortable answering a question, I'll just say no. I'm not afraid to assert myself, so. Kazua says, that's great to hear. All right. What's your, what, I know she said she's a woman in her 20s, but where are you located, Kazua? Oh, Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. Somebody says, other than the dog sin and intergender wrestling, were there any? I don't. Yeah, those are two topics that I probably don't want to discuss, Kazua. The dog sin and the intergender wrestling. Pretty much anything else is, you know, um, you know, fair game. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I don't want to discuss those two things. Somebody says, tell us about the door behind the fridge. Yeah, I really, I mean, I pretty much am willing to. Somebody says, can you unplug the fridge and move it? There's a lot of stuff on top of the fridge that will fall off. Uh, you know, Kazua says she's a little confused about those topics and will love to learn more about them. But if you're not comfortable talking about them, that's fine too. Yeah, I'm comfortable talking about them. I just don't want to. I mean, I'll talk about the bullying. This took place. This took place like 25 years ago, guys. This took place 25 years ago. Um, let's change the topic. Everybody wants to hear about the dog sin, but I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about that. Let's change the topic to something a little bit more interesting. You know how they create albums, the 25-year anniversary of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. Maybe somebody says they should create a commemorative, the essential, the 25-year anniversary of the dog sin. I don't know. Something that that's an idea. Yeah, Shadow was a good dog. You know. Yeah, Opie and Anthony were responsible. They put the thoughts in my head. I blame Opie and Anthony. They implanted the thoughts, and that. Somebody says blaming Opie and Anthony for implanting the thoughts in my head is like blaming my people for gaslighting me about HIV PrEP. It's like, no, I mean, saying Opie and Anthony listening to a show, blaming Opie and Anthony for the dog sin is like blaming people for implanting thoughts and gaslighting me into taking HIV PrEP. They say, no, it's not really true. I mean, they say, it was talking about HIV make you frightened? Yes. But, can they really be blamed for you taking PrEP? No. Assuming, there was no it's kind of like blaming Opie and Anthony for the dog sin. It's like, I mean, did they implant the thoughts by having an episode where they talked about things like that? You can't blame Opie and Anthony for that. I mean, they put the thoughts in my head, maybe but ultimately they would say it was your choice. You made the decision. Opie was the board op. Yeah, I mean, I remember I was talking to a psychologist, or actually a psychiatrist, many years ago, and he said, obviously, he wouldn't let his kid watch Borat because, Borat is not for kids. Opie and Anthony is not for kids, and you probably should, it should be rated R. It's rated R, and maybe use discretion. Say, maybe don't show Borat to somebody. I mean, I know a lot of high schoolers are watching Borat, but they have ratings for a reason. I mean, if you think your youth isn't impressionable and will make a stupid decision, well, I mean, maybe wait till they're 18 years old before you show them Borat. Wait till they're 18 before you show them Borat. Or if you think your 15-year-old can handle Borat, then show them Borat. I don't know. Whatever you want. No, this is just plain water, actually. I had coffee in here. Somebody asked, am I drinking alcohol? No, actually, it's not alcohol. So I asked God, what causes brain cancer? And then I asked the Magic 8 Ball, is alcohol what causes brain cancer? And the Magic 8 Ball said yes. They don't, I mean, the alcohol industry and studies cover it up. But basically, what the cause of brain cancer is alcohol. And that's based on the Magic 8 Ball. They say, somebody says, if you're an alcoholic, you're high risk for brain cancer. They say, especially if you're drinking hard liquors and you're doing it often, they say, what causes brain cancer? According to the Magic 8 Ball, and this is not according to a neurologist or a doctor. This is according to the Magic 8 Ball and ideas of reference. Alcohol. Kazua says she was watching my last channel before it got deleted. Yeah, the Cell Waters channel. Yeah, that's deleted now. Somebody says you have boogers in your nose. You might be right. Let me wipe it. Okay. That was kind of disgusting. So this is drunk Andrew might be quite the experience. Every now and then, some people have witnessed, alcohol streams. Um, I think it's pretty obvious when I'm under the influence of alcohol. I don't want to say it because, my mother might get upset, and she said you can't drink in the house. But if you're paying attention, you might be able to spot it. So I mean, I would disclose when I'm under the influence of alcohol, but I'm not going to do that anymore because my mother gets upset. But I might abstain from it altogether because it could lead to a potentially dangerous situation with my mental health, and also it's not good for your body. It's not good for acid reflux. It could cause brain cancer. And frankly, it's not good to drink on the Abilify. It's just I should probably just stop drinking alcohol. So he says, "What does your mother know? She does bukkake. 75 men for your mother." No, no, no. All right. A 75 man. No, I'm not doing it. I got to drink some coffee before I get into a song here. Not in the singing mode, TB. Sorry for that. TB's crying. TB's like, "No, I want Andrew to sing." I sing a lot, TB. I sing a lot. So he says, "We have 10 inpatients watching. That's a pretty good size for a bukkake." Erie asks, "Do you think you looked good in the selfie you posted yesterday?" I realize some people say I looked hunched over. I look like a feeble old man. To answer your question, it was a selfie I took. I'll share it. I'll share it with you. The reason I'm hunched over is because my head would have gotten chopped off if I didn't get hunched over. How would you guys? I mean, I don't know. It's not an atrocious picture. Yeah, somebody says you have to posture an old man, Andrew. It's not an atrocious picture. Somebody says you look insane in the. No, my head would have gotten chopped off. Look, if I stood up straight, my head would have got cut off. Like the top of my head right here. You see, like right here, my head would have gotten cut off. Somebody says take a few steps back. That's an idea. Well, this is how the picture wound up, but you know. For future reference, I'll take a few steps back. Kazua says she's an artist too, just like me. Somebody says it's given my hey, where's my hug energy? All right. There's no door behind the fridge, guys. There's no door behind the fridge. Somebody says you look like a villain in a children's movie. Well, I think if they put me in a movie because of my spicy content, I probably would be in a movie that's rated R, 18 and older. But I'm a wholesome guy. I'm a goody two shoes. I mean, I could play a villain in a children's movie, but Like the neighbor that's like, oh, I'm out, I'm like chasing everybody with a rake. Somebody says, "What's your life goal right now?" I want to star in a movie. I want to star in a movie. I want to get my art. I want to make money doing artwork. I want to maybe record a little comedy album. Um, I want to make some money doing my art. Somebody says, "I noticed you haven't made a video in the main house in 6 months. Is your mother living in fear?" I don't really go into that part of the house anymore. Kazua says she makes a living off her artwork. All right, cool. Maybe you can help me make a living off my artwork too. I certainly would love to sell some of it. Every now and then I'll go into the main house, but she doesn't make videos anymore. I'm regulated to the maniac man cave. She says she's not going to let me in there really unless I take more medication. She wants me on mood stabilizers and more Abilify, and I said nope. So basically, we're both butting heads. She wants me on more medication. I refuse to take more medication. She refuses to have me in her part of the house. Yeah, you can ask me about my relationship with my mother. I'm fine with you asking anything about that, really, within reason. But yeah, I'm fine with you asking anything about. So he says, "Isn't the whole house your mother's house?" Yes, my mother technically owns this part of the house. So he says, "Does your stepfather tackle you if you step foot in their part of?" I just don't step foot in their part of the house. So there's no need for him to tackle me. Somebody says, "Did your mother like you better on medication?" Well, she likes me better when she has control over me. She likes me better when I have no boundaries and she can just walk all over me. She doesn't like when I don't know. Yeah, yeah. To answer your question simply, yes. She likes me. She wants me on more medication. She wants her old son back. Somebody says, "You were very compliant and non delusional on meds." Patrick says, "She likes you better when you're on meds because you're close to being her son again." Somebody says, "They've lost Andrew to crazy mania and delusions." Erie says, "Are those forehead wrinkles?" I think so, Erie. But, then again, I'm getting older. So, that's just the nature of getting older, Erie. I've got a wrinkly face. Maybe I could get a face pull, or a plat. Somebody says, "Would you call yourself delusional?" Well, I'm diagnosed with delusional disorder, so people tell me I am. People tell me I'm delusional. So Erie says, "You're looking real old nowadays." I don't think I'm looking ugly though. I don't think I'm looking ugly. I don't think I'm bad looking. But I definitely don't look like an old a 20-year-old. I'm looking like somebody who's in his late 30s. I look like a man. Somebody asks, "Do you think you're delusional?" Do I think I'm? Yeah, I think so. I think I can be delusional at times. I don't think I'm completely delusional 24/7, but Erie asks, "Do I ever feel ugly?" No, actually, I feel like I'm handsome. I feel like people see me and they're looking at me like I'm hot. I feel like ladies are attracted to me, at least my physical appearance. I feel like I'm a handsome guy. I feel like I'm a handsome guy, relatively speaking. Hey, Gina, how are you doing? On a scale from 1 to 10, how handsome do I think I am? Somebody says, TV says you look like a young Tom Cruise. You look like a movie star. You look like a 10, kind of. I don't know. Maybe my physique could be better. Maybe I could work out, flatten my abs, get abs, and work, get some muscle. But I think my face certainly looks good. Maybe I could get a haircut and get better clothes and tone up my physique a little bit. But I mean, realistically, the features are all perfect. I would say I'm a 10, Erie. I would say I'm pretty hot. I mean, my features look good. Rusty says Ed, Man Crush Ed is a 10, Andrew. You're a 9. You're a 9. You're pretty good looking, but you're not quite a 10. Yeah, I was thinking about getting leather pants. I went on Amazon. What's a good place to get leather pants and how do they fit? Yeah, should I get leather pants? Milky, I'm not ignoring you. Where should I get the leather pants from? Anybody have any good leather pants recommendations? And what do you wear with leather pants? Somebody says you get leather pants from Torrid. Send me a link on Discord. I got a good pair of leather pants in 32. Torrid. Let's go check out Torrid. American retail chain. Torrid.com. Let's check out some leather pants, clothing. Let's type in, what am I searching for? Leather pants. Black leather pants for men. Seems like a lot of ladies like the leather pants, but I'm looking for. Can leather pants go through the wash? Can leather pants go through the wash and dryer? Milky says yes. Somebody says maybe. I want a pair of leather pants that can go through the wash. Okay. Leather pants. Let's go. This is old ladies' leather pants. Where do I go for men? Men's leather pants. Men's leather pants. I don't know. It seems like it's all women, guys. I don't know if I'm on the. This is Amazon. Somebody says, read the label. You don't put leather pants through the wash. You have to clean them. All right, fair enough. Somebody says, you can put your leather pants in the freezer to kill bacteria. Okay. So let's go to Amazon and type in leather pants. Amazon.com. Your source of BDSM gear, guys. Your source of adult, BDSM gear. Amazon leather pants. Yeah, there's some men's slim leather pants here. Let's see if I can I found some on Amazon. Okay, let's see if machine washable. Yeah. Okay, so some men's leather pants, machine washable. I could get it in 32 for $35. Men's slim leather pants for $35.79. Somebody says that's not too bad. Add 2 to the cart. Somebody says you need some leather pants, Andrew. The summer's coming. I think I'm going to be putting on jorts. I think I'm going to be putting on jean shorts for the time being. Some people say, yeah, the leather pants look good. The leather pants look good. Yeah. All right. So he says, you're going to look good in leather hot pants, Andrew. You need your leather pants. All right. And so he says, leather shorts are hot as fuck. Let's type in leather shorts. Leather shorts. Leather shorts for men. Ooh, some of these leather shorts for men are extremely short. It looks almost, naughty in a way. I want them to be at least, like 10-inch or 7-inch. Yeah, men's slim. Yeah, some of these leather shorts look a little naughty, man. I can't be walking around in that, I don't have the confidence to. Somebody says that's the point. Yeah, I don't really have the confidence to walk around in leather short shorts. Somebody says you get more chicks watching. More chicks like imagine walking into a coffee shop in leather short shorts. I mean, that would look kind of, you know, naughty. Men's leather cargo pants. That looks a little bit more appropriate, but it kind of looks silly. And it's $71. Somebody says, Andrew, I don't know if I'm suave and confident and cool enough to wear leather short shorts, guys. I get why you want me to wear them, but so he says you should go to Buffalo Wild Wings in leather short shorts and a collar. I mean, if you say so. I mean, I can't be in public in leather short shorts. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't have the confidence for it. Somebody says women like men with confidence, Andrew. Put on the leather short shorts and get out there. What do you wear for a shirt with leather pants? Somebody says, put on the damn leather short shorts and get out there. Go into the coffee shop. Go to the supermarket in your leather short shorts, Andrew. Somebody says, instead of making videos in your boxers, get a pair of leather short shorts, and that's what you should wear. All right. So you think I should? You think instead of the boxers, wear a pair of leather short shorts? Erie says yes. Everybody says yes. Okay, fair enough. Can somebody send me a good link for a pair of leather short shorts? Yeah, yeah. Post a good link on the Discord, a good Amazon link for a good pair of leather short shorts, and I'll purchase it. Mm, 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 mm. All right. Erie says, "Can you buy a leather fedora or a newspaper boy cap?" Um, I guess so. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get going here. I think Rusty says, "Do an hour. Do an hour. Damn it." All right. Pete's got to go. He's like, "Later, big dog." Ho 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 ho. Later, Pete. Rusty says he told me earlier you better not go live. So he says at this point you just better do an hour. So he says, "Where's Tiger?" Yeah, I miss Tiger. I like Tiger. It's a shame he's gone. So he says, "Has Tiger been caught by a poacher?" Yeah, maybe. Maybe Tiger's been poached. I don't know what happened to Tiger. Rest in peace, big Tiger. Somebody says Tiger was so alpha. Yeah, Tiger was an alpha male, that's for sure. We liked Big Tiger. He was indeed the big dog. Yes, he was. So he says the story of Big Tiger is sad but true. What happened? I don't know the story. What happened to Tiger? Oh no, something happened to Tiger? Oh, that hurts. I hope nothing happened to Tiger. I know he was going through a little bit of a problem, but I hope nothing bad happened to Tiger. I dug Tiger. No, Tiger was the one who created the nickname Big Dog for me. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, somebody says Tiger is fine. He just didn't approve of my parental abuse. Okay, maybe if I treat my parents nicer, he'll come back around. You get Tiger in the house. Get Tiger in the house. Tell Tiger, yo, Tiger, come back. Come back, Tiger. No, I didn't kick Tiger. Tiger left himself. Chris says, "Do you know what a lol cow is?" Yes, I do. Somebody who's laughed at for being a buffoon, being a laughing stock, having no dignity. I know what a lol cow is. They're laughing at you, not with you. Why? Do you think of me as a lol cow? Somebody asks, "Do I think I'm a lol cow?" I don't think so. Do you? Do you think I'm a lol cow? Kazua says, "I was just curious. I don't think so." Okay, then don't treat me like a lol cow, and the interview should be fine. You gotta behave like the big dog. You gotta behave like a man, not a buffoon, not a laughing stock. Don't behave like Borat. Don't behave like Dumb and Dumber. Behave like an alpha man. Behave like Big Tiger. Oh, 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 oh. I mean, somebody says, I think you're an internet personality, Andrew. Thank you. Thank you. Erie says the 75-man bukkake for his mother was my magnum opus. She says that's the greatest content I've ever made on this channel. At the very least, it was a really good chat. It was a really good video of mine. So some people really like the 75-man bukkake video. So other people didn't like it, but regardless. Somebody says it certainly was an impactful video. Rusty says it was my magnum opus. Do I ever watch spicy content when I'm live? No, I don't want my YouTube account suspended, so I never click onto spicy content. And if I notice I click onto spicy content, I usually delete the stream because I don't want the reflection from the refrigerator to reflect it into the live stream. So the answer to your question is no. The answer to your question is no. What did you have for dinner? My mom's making pork chops for dinner, but she should have brought it over by now. I don't know what happened. Where is my mother? Where are the pork chops? I'm hungry. The big dog is hungry, damn it. Oh, oh, oh. But if you want Tiger back in the house, you just got to say, thank you, Mom. And you got to be patient. You can't call her and say, give me the damn pork chops. Give me the damn pork chops. Give me the damn pork chops, Mom. You got to be patient. If I want Tiger back, that is. Somebody says, your mother better bring you your damn food. One sec. All right, guys. Don't be scared that I'm off camera here. All right. Gina says she made steak earlier and she had fries with them. Now she's having fries for lunch. Yeah, sounds good. Steak is good, Steak is good. She says, present your pork. Damn it, I want my pork chops. Where are my goddamn pork chops? Somebody says they want to see me do spicy content. That's not okay on YouTube. That violates the terms of service. I could get into my underpants. I can wear short leather pants. But if you want to see spicy content, you'll have to go to a spicy content website. Sorry. I tried that once, and YouTube gave me a warning. Somebody says, do you remember what spicy vid you did on YouTube? I think it was called The Fruits of My Body. And they said basically, this violates the terms of service. And they gave me a warning, and I said, okay. I answered a bunch of questions, and I think the strike is off my account now. So the fruits of my body. No, Kazua says, do you have your artwork? Apples and bananas. Apples and bananas. Grapes and strawberries. days. All right. Where I work hard. I deserve a delicious treat. The fruits of your body. The fruits. Somebody says do a rap freestyle. No, I can't, guys. In fact, somebody says, how much are you selling your artwork for? How much are you willing to pay, and which artwork do you want to buy? Somebody asks, do you accept EBT and food stamps? I certainly do. I accept EBT. All right, guys. I think I'm going to get going here. I've about run out of things to talk to myself. Somebody says, would you consider yourself a strange or unique person or ordinary person? I would consider myself to be strange, quirky, and interesting. Maybe not strange, but definitely quirky and different. Not the same as everybody else. But I wouldn't say strange. It might be strange. Erie says, you're still breathing out your mouth. Maybe yeah, I get bad allergies, Erie. I don't know. Eccentric, certainly an eccentric person. So he says, would you consider yourself highly regarded? No, actually, a lot of people don't regard me very highly. They look at me as a burden, as a leech, as a man-child, as... So he says, I'm not even highly regarded in mental health circles. People just tell me, oh, you're just a burden, annoying, a loser. At least that's what my parents tell me, and that's the only people I really socialize with. So, Gina says, I think you're smart. Thank you, Gina. Gina says, you're knowledgeable. Thank you. Maybe I could get some respect. Maybe I could get some respect soon. Respect put on my name. Somebody says, do you know what VTube is? I don't know what that is, Kazua. What is VTube? Somebody says, what's my longest stream ever? Maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't think I've ever done 3 hours. Somebody says, do a 24-hour marathon stream. Yeah, I would get tired, though. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get going here. Peace out. Thanks for watching.